Greetings, Shalafiani to everyone. This is the Ilosha Ola Omi Kalatunde, and this is the Orisha class for the month of September and October and the beginning of November, although I will do another one for November. Okay? This class consists of information on how to utilize the energies of the fall equinox as well as Samhain, which is also known as Halloween or El Dia de las Muertes, the Day of the Dead, and to move into a celebration of Native American culture to counter the popularly used Thanksgiving celebration. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do a fall equinox video. I did have a Yemanjai initiation at that time, so all of my energy and all of my teaching skills were going into initiating the new Iawo Okun Fumike, who is now an Iawo of Yemanjai Sesun. So I took care of that. And I'm actually still feeling that ocean nurturing energy is what I have on my blue and green today. Really feeling the ocean vibe. And the blue and green was a nice departure from how I generally view Yemanjai's colors. Usually within the Yoruba pantheon we use blue and white. But the sister that was initiated had been studying under a star set, and their colors for our set, which is one of the comedic representations of Yemanjai, are blue and green. And so it felt very oceany to me, and I was gifted this fabric as part of my ebo for doing the initiation. So I'm still kind of riding that vibe and feeling that nurturing and oceanic vibe. With the fall equinox, what you have happening is the day and night are the same length. So you are moving out of that summer solstice time when light has completely and totally been engulfing the universe, and we've been kind of being immersed in this solar power. We're beginning to move out of that into a time of darkness. So this is a time of rest. This is a time of very heavy conjuring. This is a time of, in the fall, you figure out exactly what it is that you want. So for all of those cooler months of winter, you're working towards manifesting these things that you want. So the fall equinox is a time of centering yourself and readying yourself so that you can be clear on what your desires are so that you can then begin to manifest them. Now, after the fall equinox, which fell under the Orisha of Eshu, and Eshu being that deity that sits at the crossroads, that messenger deity, that deity that rewards us when we do things that are positive and makes sure that we suffer repercussions when we do things that are negative so that we learn how to navigate the terrain of life properly. That's the Eshu deity. So we move out of that into the beginning of October, which falls under Oshun. So Oshun, of course, being in this stage in her Libra phase. So she's bringing balance, she's bringing harmony. So these are the things that we're working on at the beginning of October. Now, the ways in which you would bring this energy into your life, you would want to begin by having an Oshun shrine. For your Oshun shrine, you want to focus on the colors of yellow and orange and red, sometimes a little green, sometimes a little pink, but mainly yellow and orange and red, those very bright, very vibrant colors. The metal of brass, the number 5, and symbols of fish and fresh water, lots of honey on your Oshun shrine. This will help to bring that harmonizing Libra Oshun energy into your midst. And so you will use the shrine to kind of center your spirit. Meditate before that daily upon the deity Oshun. Also at this time, as we move towards the end of this month, we'll be moving into a time when the veil between the spirit realm and the physical realm is thinner. And so what we're doing is seeking contact with those who have gone on before us into the spiritual realm so that we can continue to get guidance from them, so that we can maintain a connection with them, so that they can continue to assist us in living life properly. Our ancestors are our moral guide to life. One of the things that I'm fond of saying is if you wouldn't do it in front of your great grandmother, it's probably not best to do it at all. Also, your ancestors are your moral guide because the things that they did, that they achieved good things from, you know that you want to imitate. The things that they did that did not turn out well, you know that these are those things that you don't want to imitate. So you never allow any deed of your ancestor to be done in vain. You watch how they live their lives and you learn how they live their lives, and then you live your life accordingly. It's like a roadmap to the physical realm. So as we move into this time on October 31st, of the veil between the worlds being thin, then this is a very auspicious time to celebrate the spirit realm, to celebrate your ancestors. In Oyatunji village, they often have the Huedo or the Ancestral Festival at this time. And in some Latin American countries, they call it the Day of the Dead, so they celebrate the dead at this time as well. All over the world, it was celebrated as Samhain and Halloween and All Hallows Eve, and all of these are just paying homage to this time in the universe when it's easier to get in contact with the spirit realm, and so we remember those parts of the spirit realm that we may not be able to see as readily during other times. So, from an African perspective, you would take this time then to propitiate your ancestors. I would suggest, if you don't already have one, setting up an ancestral altar. This would be a low table or it could be on the floor. You want white cloth on that. You want 9 glasses of water, 9 small glasses of water, or 1 large glass, one white candle. You can have pictures of your ancestors. You can have flowers. You need tobacco there. You need 9 pennies there. You need a piece of cloth there. And a list of the name of your righteous ancestors that you would then intone daily to keep those spirits um, within the minds of the living and within your life. Um, Also, at this time, October 31st, I would say it's a good time to begin to teach the stories of our ancestors to your children, to use this time to make sure that they know about our righteous ancestors, both in your family lineage and just those that we have as a race. This is a good time to begin to teach those things. You could set that day apart to do those particular things for your children. I do not think that there's any problem with actually celebrating Halloween. I see Halloween as a celebration of the spirit realm, specifically the ancestral realm. So me and my family celebrated, and then because I see being a wise woman also as being a witch, the craft of the wise or the craft of Wicca is actually what has been called witchcraft. So Wicca just means wise woman. So there's no problem with being a witch. So with myself being very open with the practice of witchcraft from a very positive perspective, I also celebrate Halloween as one of the main Sabbaths or main holy times of that. So I celebrate it just in the traditional way of costumes, and we go out trick or treating and do the whole nine. We also visit a slave cemetery and leave food and candle and strong drink for the ancestors there and pay homage to everything that they have given to us. And then we prepare a feast for our honored ancestors. We put that on our table. And also for our dishonored ancestors, which we put outside because you don't want to invite those spirits into your home. So one of the things that I wanted to share, two things that I wanted to make sure that everybody was able to do at this time. The first thing is how to set up your ancestral altar, which is a 9-day process, a 9-day ritual of opening that altar for communication. It is laid out in my book Ona Akbani, OnaAgbani, which is available on Amazon.com. And in that book, then I lay out the ancestral prayer for you. So I wanted to make sure that in the teaching video that everyone got the pronunciation for the prayers. A lot of times we're very worried that we're not pronouncing the Yoruba words correctly. So the prayer for your ancestors is Ibashe Ori Igun Ilaurun, Ibashe Ori Igun Iworun, Ibashe Ori Igun Ariwa, Ibashe Ori Igun Guusu. Mojuba Bogbo Igun Indele Mi Imbele Se Lodumare Ibaye Torun. Iba Iba Torum, Iba Wama Batonu, Iba Wan Iya Tonu, Iba Ashe. And after you've done that beginning part, then that Iba Ashe, that means I pay homage or we pay homage. And you put the name of each righteous ancestor there. So for me, it would be Iba Ashe, Mama, Iba Ashe, Grandma, Iba Ashe, Nanny. So this is what you would do for your own prayer to begin opening up communication for your ancestors. So that is the pronunciation for that. Also, there are two chants that I generally use for my ancestors. Oh, before I go to that, with the ancestral prayer, the translation. Ibashe origun ni laurun, ibashe origun ni warun, ibashe origun gunsu, ibashe origun um, ariwa. That is, I pay homage to the ancestral spirits of the north, the south, the east, and west. Mojua bokwe gunindele men bele selu mari bayo room. That is, I pay homage to all of my personal ancestors who now bow at the feet of Olodumare in the spirit realm. Ibaya Baya Torum. We pay homage to all those that were lost. And then, as I said, the Ibashe, which is I pay homage to. And you're going to put the end of your name, the name of your righteous ancestors at the end of that incantation. So that's the correct pronunciation for that. This is what you're going to use to begin the process of opening up your ancestral shrine. All right, then we can move on into songs. One of my favorite songs for the ancestors is Achokala miwaye, Achokala miwaloro, Achokala miwaye, Okokala miwaloro, Popo Lorisha la miwaye, Achokala miwaloro, Mofe mofe tawo kekeke. Mofe mofe tawo kekeke. Mofe mofe tawo. E mofe mofe tawo. And this is when I return to the world. When I return playing a flute. I want to be somewhere where the Orisha are being revered. I love the sound of the awo. KKK, that's the sound of the calories hitting the mat when you're doing a divination. So the spirit is saying, I love the sound of the calories falling on the mat when I'm receiving the divination. So it's mofe mofe. I love the sound of tawo, of the awo. So that there is that song that is a very popular ancestral song. And another one of my favorites, which actually comes out of the Vodun tradition, because that particular song comes out of the Yoruba tradition. This is a song that comes from modern day Nigeria. Then the next song I want to share comes from modern day Benin, which was called Dahomey, when our ancestors left it hundreds of years ago. And this is where the Vodun tradition was born, that became so popular in Haiti, and also mixed kind of with the Orisha tradition in other parts of the world as well. So the next song comes out of the Vodun tradition. From the Vodun perspective, all of those ancestors whose names we cease to call and remember become part of the ancestral collective, which is a serpent that encircles the universe. And this particular serpent is referred to as Dambalaweda, and he has a wife, Aida Wedo, which we sometimes see in the sky, but she is the rainbow serpent that encircles our planet. Okay, and so this is a song of praise to that particular energy of ancestral collectivity. Okay. Dambala, 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 wedo. Dambala, 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 wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, 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 wedo. Dambala, 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 wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, wedo. Dambala, wedo. So those are two chants that you would use at this time to uplift and praise your ancestors. And this is for the date of October 31st for the ancestral reverence. Now, hold on one second, let me check. How much time do I have now?
Like 2 minutes maybe.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, Odabo, Thank you for purchasing the video classes for each month, and we will reconvene for the month